Hi peeps, Caitlin here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which I keep calling it the Osmo Pocket Pro. I don't know why. I will say it is a pretty amazing camera. I was impressed. But today I won't just be talking about how amazing it is, etc. I will also be talking about why I think it's not a camera for everyone, which I've seen a lot of YouTubers state, oh, it's a camera for everyone could use it. I will state that in my personal opinion, there is no technology that is designed and targeted to be used and recommended for everyone, because not everyone is going to love the same thing. If you're someone who vlogs and you're wondering if this is the camera for you, then yes, it probably will be the right camera for you, because this is designed primarily to be used as a vlogging camera. It's supposed to make your vlogging video journey really easy. In my opinion, it does. I'm not exactly a vlogger.
I can't appreciate you like this. Can you, man? Just think to yourself how much you love me. Oh, no, you cannot love me in this way.
That's not really been my area, but if you are a vlogger, I would definitely recommend this. And I'm gonna list the reasons why it's a great camera, but also why it's not exactly a camera that's for everyone. Specifically not this, and I will tell you why later on in the video. Now, I just recently got the Osmo Pocket 3, and it's taken me approximately 3 days to test it, to figure out the settings and features that it has, and what settings and features I prefer to use. Of course, everyone is different when it comes to technology. They have their certain preferences of what settings and features they like to use, but it also depends on if you're vlogging, if you're doing a studio setup. And this is definitely an all-round camera. You can definitely use it for various sort of scenarios, I think. To be clear, it's primarily designed to be used as a vlogging camera, but you can use it as a primary YouTube studio camera, like I'm using my iPhone to record myself. You can use it for that as well. And I will be showing the difference within the qualities between an iPhone and this, so you can get to see the difference. And the reason why it's so easy to use is not necessarily because of its small size, but because it comes with everything you could possibly need with it. But the big thing to remember about this camera is that if you are thinking about purchasing it, there is no point really getting it unless you're going to get the Creator Combo edition of it. And the Creator Combo edition is the one that I own, and it is absolutely amazing because you get everything with it, and that's why I love it. You also get an additional spare battery, which is great because when you're on the go, you don't have to worry about it going dead and then never being able to revive it, because you can literally charge it whilst on the go. You have that backup, and also you get a little tripod too, so that's really cute. This is what allows you to attach the tripod to it. So you just plug that in like that, and that clips on. This is the little tripod that it comes with. It just flaps out like that and literally condenses down like that. But yeah, it just flaps out like this, and you can put it literally anywhere you want. And what I love about this is that it gives you that freedom to literally film wherever you want. So you just screws that in like that. And this is the handheld setup that you end up with. And what I love about the look of this is that you are not walking around with some big ass camera that is at risk of being stolen. It's very deceptive in that way, and therefore makes you feel safer when walking around using it. It does cost between 500 to 600 quid for the Creator Combo, depending on where you're buying it from. But what is the chances of something this small being stolen than some big ass camera? And I would rather walk around with this than something really huge. This is very discreet. Even if people do see you walking around with this, it doesn't look that it costs what it costs. If someone knew that, they'd be like, really? Even when I was showing this camera, I was a bit like, does that really cost that much? And when looking into the settings and the features and what you can do with it, it did make sense. But if you're judging it by its size, and someone that doesn't know anything about cameras and they just want to steal something just to be able to sell it, they're not gonna see you walking around and think that this is worth anything because it's so small. And in the bag, I'm gonna show you the other additional accessories that you get with it. So you get this little wireless mic. You can either clip onto you, or you can hold it whilst you're videoing yourself. And to be fair, it is very easy to turn on and sync with the Osmo Pocket 3. You just make sure the Osmo Pocket 3 is turned on and you've started recording on it, and you just press this little link symbol button on there. You press this turn on button first to make sure the mic is on, and then you press this link button at the top above it, and you're good to go. And this will automatically record and sync your audio along with the footage that you're recording on the Osmo Pocket 3. You don't have to manually sync it together in editing, in post-production, nothing like that. It just all does it for you. Another reason why it's so easy. The next additional accessory that you get in this Creator Combo little makeup bag is a battery charger. Plug that into the bottom of the camera. You just literally screw it in, and it will just charge it on the go whilst you're vlogging. You have your charging cable, which also acts as your file transfer cable. Again, multi-purpose. go straight into your devices, and you've got your wide angle lens that they also provide for you, which I think is great, because if you're recording in a tight space and you're trying to get more of the background in, or just like more of your space in, slide this onto the camera of the Osmo Pocket 3, which basically magnetizes onto the original lens, and there you go, you've got your wider angle. Turning it on is incredibly easy. You don't even need to push a button. You just flip the screen upwards like this and the camera comes to life. And one of the aspects of it being a great gimbal camera is that you have the option of doing selfie filming, which is why it's so great for vlogging. You just press this symbol in the right bottom hand corner and the camera will rotate to film your face. Now, to turn the camera off, you just do the same thing that you did to turn it on, except in reverse. You flip the screen upwards and it takes a few seconds before turning fully off. But also that 3 seconds it gives you when flipping the screen and turning it off, it gives you the option to press continue, and when you press continue, it can then record you vertical/portrait mode, which is what you would use if you wanted to upload something to social media, so it fills up the entire screen of your phone. To state the obvious, one of the main reasons this camera is amazing for its size is the fact that it has the ability to shoot in 4K. It does heat up when you're using it, but I expected that, because there's no way you can get something this small and compact without it burning out energy wise. And I think that's great about the Creator Combo, that you get that spare battery thrown in as well, because it makes sense. One of the other things I love about it that makes it very hassle free when charging it is that when it runs out of battery and you have to charge it, there is no stressful process of having to remove the battery itself and putting in a battery charger pack and plugging it into the wall. You don't have any of that. You literally, with the Pocket 3, you just get the cable that the Creator Combo comes with. You can either put it into a plug into the wall and charge it direct like that, or you can put it straight into your laptop, your iMac, your PC, whatever it is you own. You can put it straight into a computer and it will just charge. And what I love is that it doesn't even take that long to charge either. It takes about 30 minutes approx and you're good to go. But what I would recommend is also make sure that you fully charge the spare battery as well, because if you're going out and about with this, it's not going to last very long with continuous use. It does burn out quite quickly because it's so small, and it obviously films very high quality. Unless you was to lower the settings to like 1080p or lower, then yeah, it'll probably last longer, but videoing on this just sucks all the life out of it. So do use the spare battery, but make sure the spare battery is charged when you're going out. Now, you might be the kind of viewer that just wants to get to the point and find out a list of all the great things that this Osmo Pocket 3 does. So reasons to recommend the Osmo Pocket 3 is, of course, it shoots in 4K. It is a camera and gimbal all thrown into one. It stabilises any shaky shots that you might have, which is the benefits of a gimbal. When you need to charge it, it only approximately takes 30 minutes. It also recharges direct from a USB cable, as well as that same USB cable allowing you to transfer your files when editing. You get different colour settings, such as normal colour, which is easy for vlogging. I would personally recommend just normal colour settings if you're out vlogging. There's no need to like do any colour grading with that unless you really want to. But I just, if I was vlogging, I would just prefer to use the normal colour setting. But if you're trying to do something really professional or specific, you're trying to capture sceneries, or you're trying to actually shoot a film on it maybe, or do a studio setup video like what I've just done, then I would recommend the D-Log colour setting, because that gives you the option of colouring professionally yourself. And that also does bring me to my own personal point that I want to just throw out there, is the SD memory card. You do not get the SD memory card included with your Creator Combo. You have to buy it separately. And just a little tip to throw out there to people that are probably beginners and you don't really know much about the connection between SD cards and the camera itself when it comes to video quality. Just because the camera can film up to 4K, it doesn't mean that you don't have to be careful when choosing your SD memory cards. Your SD memory card has to have the capability of recording in 4K as well. You can't just buy any SD card and hope for the best. Any SD memory card that you purchase, or any camera that you're using, you have to make sure that it says V30 across it. Now, what V30 means on an SD memory card is that it can basically shoot up to 4K. If it doesn't say V30 on it, then it probably can't do up to 4K. Now, to some of you that might not matter, you might not care that you're not shooting up to 4K, but if you really want to get the benefits of shooting up to 4K, then make sure that whatever memory card you go for, of course, make sure it's at least 256GB because that gives you a wide range of storage space. But also make sure to look at the SD memory card that you're buying and make sure it says V30 across it. And then that way, when you shoot, you'll be getting the full 4K quality benefit from your camera. Now, as you can see, I've got the two footages lined up against each other so that you can tell the difference. Sorry if my eyes are going back and forth between cameras, but this is just to show you the image quality difference between both devices. I will state that I am using the front selfie camera of my iPhone because I just personally find it easier to record with, but yes, it is recommended that you use your back camera when recording on the iPhone because that is just your best quality camera. And you can actually use the Osmo Pocket 3 as you would use your iPhone, and you can upload anywhere: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Shorts, and he does more. And also there's really cool features in it like face tracking, where basically the camera will follow you as you're walking. Obviously the gimbal will have its limits, but if you're setting it up and you want it to look like as if someone's filming you, then face tracking is a great feature. One of the main features that I love about it is that it has the ability of autofocus. Obviously people recommend that you do manual focus, but I personally don't like all the upheavals of those big ass cameras with putting a lens on, reattaching it, focusing in shot, blah, 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 blah. If you're just a plug in and go kind of person, this camera is great for you because it will just autofocus on your face and it does all the work for you. So I think that's great. Now, why I wouldn't recommend this camera? Well, it is not a camera for everyone. And to be plain and simple about why I don't think it's a camera for everyone is that even though it's small, compact and discreet, it's probably its downfall. Even I, at 25 years old, I have to really strain when looking at the screen because the screen is so small. I have to put my face really close to see the screen itself and to make sure that the shot is how I want it. So if you're someone that doesn't really want to have to strain your eyes looking at something really small, then probably don't go with this camera because you are gonna find that you're straining your eyes a lot when checking to frame your shots correctly and stuff like that. So I wouldn't recommend it in that area. Another thing I don't understand that people dislike about the Osmo Pocket 3 is the fact that it's not waterproof. Why would you need any camera to be waterproof? Why not just wait until it stops raining and film in decent weather? I personally don't think that any device needs to be waterproof. I think that comes down to common sense and just waiting for the rain to settle. But yeah, if that's something that's important to you, the Osmo Pocket 3 is not waterproof. And I think this is me stating the obvious, but because it's so small and compact, that obviously makes it quite fragile. So if you was to drop this or knock it, it would probably break it easily. I mean, of course, I'm not going to test it. Probably don't get this if you don't want a fragile camera because the fact that it's so compact and small is what is going to make it very fragile and easy to break. This isn't a camera I would say that can be used excessively for like hours and hours straight. It's just not designed for that sort of purpose. I think it's designed to use in snippets and bulks. So yeah, because it's a camera that heats up quick, just be careful how you use it, for how long for. Oh my God, sorry. It films up to 4K. You don't have to film up to 4K. You can film in 1080p if you wanted to save storage space. But yeah, 4K, it's brilliant. I was amazed that it could do that. I can't really see a difference when watching the footage back between the Osmo Pocket 3 and a big Sony or Canon camera, for example. The quality, the sound, etc. You're getting all what you would get with a normal big ass camera, really. So I think that's really clever. For me personally, it's very easy. A camera could not be more easier to use, but for the other reasons that I stated, it does come with its cons. A lot of them which I haven't seen discussed on the internet about this, so I would recommend just looking into it as much as possible before buying it. I wouldn't say it's a camera for everyone. Whilst I would like to think it's a camera for everyone, as I say, I don't think the small screen is going to be pleasant for everyone to use. If you want to check out my other film related content, I have some recommendations at the side here. If you want to subscribe because you like my voice, although I personally don't because I think it's annoying, I even annoy myself, but if you like the sound of my voice and you like my videos, then please subscribe. I would very much appreciate it. But yeah, thank you.